On each side, Stanford still has a 0.5 advantage. 9-9 for Sisler and Kennady Schneider. It's the only time we saw Kennady tonight. She's won the floor twice, and she too has a little hip-hop flavor in her performance. Gonna make her wait. Now you gotta get focused all over again. That's not easy.
Well, the place went silent, going, wait a second, why is she getting off the floor? They're having some music trouble.
Yeah, now her music is very low. She's gonna have to dance without it. So the crowd's going to create its own noise.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is a phenomenal routine. She is a great performer, and without the music, it doesn't really do it justice.
Now it's coming back.
You know, the hardest part about this is her not getting distracted, whether it's the right music or not.
Well, she can hear it in her head, right? She's heard it enough.
Yeah, the bad part is for the fans. You know, I think the floor music is what really makes this event, and she is, like I said, one of the best performers in the Pac-12. We've seen some greats from UCLA. She also has some famous dance moves throughout her routine.
Nevada State floor champion in 2014.
I'm not sure I've ever seen the music go out and then actually come back in and be at the right part of her routine. Nailing double tap.
How good was that? There you go. We're in McHale Center. Good for her. She was kneeling right in the middle of Lute Olson Court. That'd have been a 3.
That's one of those moments that, you know, nobody wants to see the music go out on that floor routine. It's so fun to watch. However, that's a mentally tough gymnast, somebody that can handle that, that delivers great tumbling, still puts on a great performance without the music. And she was clean throughout. Watch this tumbling. Double tuck. Hey, my music was off and I nailed it. Just a reminder to the judge.
Well, the low score for Arizona on floor was a 9-7 going into that last performance. So they're going to drop that, which means their low score will end up being a 9-7-7-5. It's not going to be enough to come all the way back, but Tabitha Yim continues to put her signature on this program, and you watch the growth of it. And it's happening on a weekly basis. And now Kennady Schneider lets the emotion come through. She should be very proud of herself. I mean, it turned out to be courageous. And I think Tabitha's upset. Did she want her to just wait for that music to start?
Well, you know, the judges have put up an overtime deduction, and that's really difficult because when a gymnast doesn't have her music, she's now creating her own rhythm. Then the music came back on, and regardless of where she was at, she picked up. And so, unfortunately, you know, there's the deduction right there. It's 1/10. I'm not sure I knew that happened when there was kind of a music malfunction.
What do you think, Greg? What's your reaction to that?
Here's the feeling I got tonight about the meet. You know, you've got two teams whose goals and ambitions are very different. You've got Stanford, who was 5th in the nation last year.
Yep.
I know Kristen wants to compete for a Pac-12 championship at the end of the season, and to get in that Super 6. They've got to get better, especially on the leg events. As I said, I think they can compete with anybody on bars and beam, although beam was a little bit of a struggle tonight, but they've got to get better on those leg events if they want to accomplish what they hope to accomplish. On the other hand, Arizona is getting better. They're getting better each week, and they're gaining confidence, and their goal maybe is to make that Final Four in the Pac-12 championships.
Well, Stanford put up 3 season highs tonight, including on the floor, where they went 49-250. So maybe we're seeing some growth out of the Cardinal as well tonight. Well, now they're going to say that, is Kennady Schneider going to get to do this again? Yeah, equipment malfunction. Tabitha Yim went over and argued successfully. So first there's going to be an exhibition, and then it looks like Kennady Schneider's going to get to go again.
Well, we've seen that before with Caitlin Ohashi on the balance beam. She was doing a dismount earlier in the season, and the cap popped off, and she landed her dismount, actually very scary, but was totally fine, and they let her redo the routine also. But, you know, the question as a former athlete is now you're doing 2 floor routines in the same competition. That's a test of endurance. It's not necessarily an easy choice to make.
And in the meantime, this is Kristen Howard with just an exhibition. So regardless of what she does, it won't affect the meet, but this is for experience, and this will be about the most pressure-packed exhibition she'll do all year because everybody's watching. You know, there's no warm-ups going on in the background. People aren't moving about in the arena. Well, now maybe not on Kennady Schneider, not gonna go. Well, first they said, yeah, maybe, and now they say no. And it will have to stand. An unfortunate situation for Kennady Schneider, but we all saw it, and we all know she deserved better. We'll come back and give you the final scores. There is Kennady Schneider in the shadows putting on her warm-ups. She eventually is given a score of 9.725, but they took away a 10th, so it was a 9.8 plus performance. And remember that her music went out, and then she waited for it, stepped off, came back. Music was gone for the first 30 seconds of her performance. She continued to dance, the music caught up, and then the judges ended up giving her an overtime deduction. Just took too long. It's unfortunate, leaves her in a bit of frustration and tears.